Ladies and gents, Six Figs here from YouTube, and in today's video, guess what? We're talking about Dfinity Internet Computer, and guess what? We're talking about some crazy crypto news that's going down right now. But first, Dfinity announces that applications are open for a hackathon. Now, this is very interesting. Track 1 is Awesome ICP. Track 2 is ICP and Bitcoin. Track 3 is ICP and Ethereum. And they have partnered with Encode Club to bring several different grants to the finalists. Now, if you're not familiar with what a hackathon is, basically it's where developers compete against each other in a specified period of time to create applications, things like that. Looks like they're awarding a $25,000 developer grant and a $5,000 developer grant. So what's very interesting about this is that these get paid to the winners in ICP. So if they've got a really good idea, they might just be able to shelve that ICP and wait for the price to 3 or 4 or 5x, and then they're sitting on a good chunk of change to really execute their projects, things like that. Now, Dfinity has announced that there are some great projects that are being onboarded on the ICP. They go to list several of them. The IC Service Bus, mirroring Web 2 Service Bus architectures, streamlines and scales intercanister communication. A lot of this is beyond my knowledge of like the techie side of things, but Tabby POS is a blockchain payment solution that integrates a hardware terminal with point of sale software that seamlessly merges the blockchain with the real world business operations. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Now, I'm guessing what happens is that you download an app, Tabby POS or something like that, or you have some sort of credit card that is linked to your crypto wallet or something like that, and boom, you can make payments, whatever. I haven't really looked into it too much, but it's very interesting. Committable.io provides a platform, or _IO, provides a platform where developers can authenticate their contributions using developer DID. And basically, DID stands for like decentralized identity and verifiable profiles. So this is kind of interesting. I mean, we're also seeing them announce that Inverter Network simplifies blockchain development with modular infrastructure and the Inverter Open Library of Modules, an audited repository of reusable smart contracts for customizable protocols. That sounds pretty cool because there's a lot of things that just don't need to be rebuilt, right? We shouldn't be rebuilding the wheel for every single vehicle that we make. Makes sense here as well. There's some really crazy. I thought that this article here by Decrypt kind of gave me the creeps. But Larry Fink says Bitcoin is bigger than any government. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink. Think about this for a second, folks. Everybody and their brother knows that BlackRock, I don't know, what do they control? Like trillions and trillions of dollars worth of assets. They've got more money than the government, and the government prints it. So, like, it's insane to me that Larry Fink is coming out and saying Bitcoin is bigger than any government. Now, Larry Fink has kind of flip-flopped on crypto, especially Bitcoin over the years, but he basically shed his crypto skeptic shell today and defended Bitcoin as a check against authoritarian governments. So that is very interesting to see. And you do see a lot of people, especially like in third world countries that have access to Bitcoin and things like that, abandoning their native currencies, which is very interesting. They are favoring Bitcoin, things like that. But, you know, like I was saying, Larry Fink, he really fudded Bitcoin hard during 2017. So he's kind of come around, and what's crazy about it is Fink acknowledged Bitcoin's use in the illicit activity today. He said his view on Bitcoin began turning around in the midst of a pandemic, telling the broadcaster that there is also much opportunity in Bitcoin. Now, it doesn't matter what people are using to conduct trade with. If I'm trading you $10 for a candy bar, or if I'm trading you $10 for in Bitcoin for that candy bar. I could be trading you a goat for that Bitcoin. And there's always an opportunity. If I handed you a bag of sand for that $10 candy bar and you are okay with it, there's always, you could make the argument that people are using sand they found at the beach to conduct all sorts of illegal activities and things like that. Let's say that all of a sudden drug dealers around the world start taking sand from the beach as a payment. Oh, wow. You know what? Time to ban the sand. So anything can be used for illicit activities, not just Bitcoin. Daniel, crypto is good. Coinbase was hired as a custodian for 8 of the 11 Bitcoin ETFs, which got approved. And you are selling coin? We're going to look at coin on the charts here in just a second. But big shout out to crypto is good for that. Here are the reasons Bitcoin price could drop to 37,000 before the halving. Now, I don't agree that, it could, I should say this. It's possible it could drop to 37,000. It's possible it could drop lower. We don't know we can't predict like catastrophic events, things like that. But typically what we'll see is a little bit of a slump going into a halving. So, with that said, I could maybe see where this guy is going, but I don't think it's really too much to be worried about. Top 100, we got a bunch of stuff going on here. Who is this? Multiverse X, $54. They are about flat for the day. Where is ICP? ICP is up 3.6% on the day. We hit 1326, but she is trading at a cool $12.96 right now. The market caps, this thing just bit off Shiba again. Seems like wrap Bitcoin is taking off again. Makes sense. People are starting to come back, wrap Bitcoin, do things like that. But, it is what it is. So I think that ICP has a little ways to go before we can really gain some more traction here into like the $7-8 billion market caps. But it's climbing, and it's climbing fast. So I can't wait to overtake Avalanche here for the number 10 spot. ICP, folks, this is, man, oh man. I'm thinking that this $85 level is going to be a very interesting point if we see ICP make it there this cycle. I personally think that we will, not financial or trading advice, but we talk about an $86 ICP divided by 12.95. That's a 6.6x. Of course, there's other things to take into consideration, like the market cap, things like that. It's sitting at 5.8 bill. So let's just kind of see what we'd be looking at in that respect here. So, that's only a $38.5 billion market cap at $85. Totally doable, in my opinion. In fact, I think you could almost double this and maybe start to hover somewhere around this $65-75 billion ish level. So, not saying that we're going to see a 12x, but it wouldn't surprise me to see ICP rip up to maybe this $125, $272 ish level during this next bull run, especially since what it has going for it. It just is this incredible machine that's very well oiled and much more advanced than every other blockchain out there. It just is. So right now what we're seeing on the charts is ICP is reaching for this $22.84 level. We are seeing somewhat of a little bit of a bull flag here, little bull flag pull. We can see that there is clearly this bull flag pull, and here is the flag. So I am thinking that we possibly will start seeing ICP run again, and I think it could run up to this $22 level. That's right under a 2x from here. But when ICP moves, it just moves so furiously. It's not even funny. Dominic Williams and a lot of Definity staff are in Davos, or they're at Davos rather, and they are basically promoting ICP and talking crypto and blockchain with some of the world's biggest financial institutions. So we got 1 day, 4 hours left on the weekly candle before we get the next one to print. On the weekly chart, what's bullish here is that we've got some very nice horizontal planing of basically the conversion line. I'm trying to get this to highlight here, and I don't know how well you can see it. There we go. So you guys can see these red and blue lines, and typically what you want to see is like the red line above the blue line, and the red line is the conversion line, and the blue line is the baseline. That's how I have this stuff set up. Now, whenever you see that red line start arcing up and away from the blue line, as you can see, like right in here, it just, price action takes off. So I'm hoping that's kind of what we see here going forward. My only concern on this weekly chart, though, is that, price action could possibly be a little too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. I don't know. I'm very, on the fence about this. But, it wouldn't surprise me to see some sort of mega inverse head and shoulders pattern like this form with ICP. It just wouldn't. So, even if we got something like this to occur, or maybe we see this price rip up to $22 and then retrace a little bit further, I totally think that something like this could totally be plausible. Another thing that I want to go ahead here and do is I want to go ahead and throw up some GAN fans again. I think it's just important that we look at these GAN fans here at a super high level, especially on this weekly chart. So bear with me 1 second here, folks. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. So the GAN fans are important. And I'm not going to tell you guys how to use these right this second because we're focusing on technical analysis. And we're about to look at Bitcoin and Coinbase, and maybe we'll look at Ethereum here next. But, for those of you that have been hanging around my channel for a long time, I tell you frequently how markets move at 45-degree angles. Here's a perfect example of this. So that is one thing that you should always keep in mind. Doesn't happen all the time, folks, but markets do tend to move in 45-degree angles, and that is what GAN also thought as well. So bear with me. We are just setting up these GAN fans. All right. So here we have it. So this is going to get really kind of interesting to see, what price action does here. I totally think that as of this point in time, these GAN fans are absolutely perfectly drawn up. We can see how price action has basically supported price action in here. Basically, things took off when they crossed certain GAN fan lines. So yeah, right here, we do have this little symmetrical triangle squeeze area here. Right in here, these one-to-ones coming together. So that's going to be an interesting point, especially if going in towards the end of February, if we see ICP do one of these, we could be gearing up for a very nice ascending triangle or something like this to take place. And this is going to be the launch pad for ICP to make its next run. And if this does happen, ICP could be running for this upper 2-to-1 trend line at anywhere between the $35, $36, $40-ish level. So this is what I would like to see for ICP, is that this thing stalls out at $16.47 going forward until the end of January. That's what I want to see happen. Let's look at Bitcoin. Actually, we're going to look at Origin. I'm very bullish on Origin, folks. I'm bullish on it because there is a massive demand in this world to combat counterfeit goods. And Origin Foundation is partnered up with like a lot of brands that like Paris Hilton is involved with that get counterfeit. They're involved with the watch box. I will bring up a quick thing for the watch box here. And the watch box is this like luxury watch seller, basically out in like California, a lot of other like high end areas. Like, look, they have a category that says Grail watches. And the stuff they're selling on here is like very expensive stuff. We're talking, $230,000 Richard Mille watches. Absolutely insane. Let's go highest to low. So, of course, a watch that's got $800,000. What happens if you lose the box and the papers or something like that? You know what? This value is going to immediately drop. But if you had some sort of way where you could, contain that ownership on chain, so you would really never have lose the paperwork or anything like that. You could always verify that this watch is legit by simply transferring like the NFT or the certificate, things like that. It goes a long way in addition to the box and papers, things like that. So as you guys can see, like these are some really cool looking watches. Whether or not they're worth these prices, this is all about the status symbol for people that own these type of things. So Origin is involved with like the watch box and things like that. I think it's got like a $10 billion circulating supply. Right now, this thing's just kind of moving along. It took a nasty dip and now it's up to a penny and a half, somewhere in there. Full disclosure, I own a bunch of it. Like, I shouldn't say maybe a bunch of it, but I own like, I don't know, maybe like $500 worth or something like that. Not much. But there is this very interesting pattern that could be kind of popping up on the radar for Origin, and that is like this inverse head and shoulders. I'm hoping that we can see a nice little run to the upside here, but this is just kind of some bizarre price action right now that we are seeing. This thing launched during the bear market, so of course, the charts are down and things like that. But they are partnered up with like a lot of other companies and things like that. So this thing, to be honest, might have the potential to reach 10 cents or 20 cents. So I mean, from here, those are almost 10-20x's going into a full-blown bull market. Well, let's look at Coin quick, because Coin was basically the ticker for Coinbase. So Coin, we'll look at this one, and yeah, people are selling it off big time. And interestingly enough, it's been probably a while since I've looked at this, probably since May of 2022. But you can see that even though I drew this up, I haven't looked at this chart in forever. But the last time I drew up a Gone fan on this was probably several years ago. And interestingly enough, you can see how this Gone fan was still relevant, maybe even today. Rejected, support. So with that said, I mean, this is very interesting to see how these Gone fans just continue to work over time. Let's just look at this here. I want to look at this on the weekly, and yeah, you can see Coin, obviously Coin, this launched right in a bear market, like literally the start of a bear market. So we are seeing some things there that look very bad. But what I'm going to do is just throw up some Gone fans here. And here's that 45-degree angle, folks. Oh, man, these Gone fans. This is going to be the 1-to-1 Gone fan line. And you can see a clear rejection off it already. So, like, for me, I can just, like, I'm super mental when it comes to this stuff. I don't necessarily need to even draw up, like these gone fan lines. I just kind of do them for you to see, but like, man, I can just tell you, like I said, this is the 1-to-1. Boom. Like, man, yeah, this is definitely respecting the gone fan lines here for sure. So here we go. This is very interesting on coin. You can just see how well these gone fans actually do work. So with that said, there is a very solid support for, or excuse me, resistance line right at $116 for coin. So right now on this weekly chart, let's just scoot on over to the daily. Okay, interesting. So the weekly chart though, here we have the 50 moving average that's just going to kind of keep wandering like this. My opinion is that we might see price maybe in like a falling wedge formation come down to like this $116-ish level. So in my opinion, you can already kind of see what I'm just trying to demonstrate on the daily. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw coin kind of do like one of these things here. You know, maybe we'll see coin kind of rip like this and form this falling wedge down to like this 116-ish level. Possibly. I do feel like this thing is going to A, B, C, D, E, and then maybe sprint off again. There's going to be some things that we'll need to look at here, though, and that could be the formation of basically what is a harmonic pattern. So right now, like, I see all these charts way ahead of time, like in my mind. Like I said, I'm just crazy when it comes to this stuff. So right now, if this happened, basically we would see probably a rundown like this, like I just said, to the 61.8. And for a harmonic pattern to even like come to fruition, we would need price to move down to this 61.8 to the 786. So price is going to possibly come, you know, anywhere in this area, like down into here. And then things possibly will bounce here. But now when we look at this in combination with basically this 1-to-1 trend line here, this is showing me, and this is, I'm thinking that we might see Coinbase even come down to the 90s. And this is all very speculative at this point. But I do suspect that if we are seeing a true XAB CD pattern like this occur, you know, we might be gearing up to see price kind of make its way down here. So right now, we'll wait to see if coin hits this $115-ish level. And then basically, for this harmonic pattern to play out, we would need price action to basically not exceed point A, and also it needs to wick the 61.8. So we're going to need this price action, folks, on coin to maybe come up. And if this thing gets rejected at the 164, oh boy, this is a powerful gone fan line, the 1-to-1. Oh boy, we could be seeing this move right down to around this 127-ish area. So if things are really bad, $73. But the 127 might kind of be where this thing lands. So, I mean, I'm just kind of looking here. Here's the 786 area right here. You know, it's right down in that area. So we're going to keep our eyes on coin, folks. Ethereum, the last time somebody asked me to do Ethereum, I just checked in on this. I was telling everybody how there was an ascending triangle and that Ethereum was getting ready to rip. I do think that this launched prematurely, though, simply because I feel like this would have been a lot stronger platform for ETH to just kind of rip off on. If it would have hung in there and squeezed a little bit more, I feel like this thing would have ripped up to like 3,000 a lot quicker. But right now, we got a bull flagpole and a very weird looking pennant or something like that. But my opinion is that price action could be too far from this cloud. So is what it is, folks. It just is what it is. This video is running a little bit long, but folks, check out the end screens. If you're into Wojak, I animate Wojak videos. You can check one of them out. Also, hit up William Laurent, the musician, for the end screen. See you guys all in the next video.